Trapped by Michael Northrop. For my mom, Sally Longley Northrop, who always let us play in the snow a little too long, which is to say, just the right amount. Chapter 1. We were the last 7 kids waiting around to get picked up from Catawba Regional High School. It sounds like an everyday thing, but this wasn't an ordinary day. It was one of those bullseyes in history, one of those points where everything comes together, where if you were at that place at that time, you were part of something big. It meant that we weren't going to get picked up, not on that day, and maybe not ever. It was the day the blizzard started, and it didn't stop for nearly a week. No one had seen anything like it. It was a natural disaster in the way that earthquakes and tidal waves are natural disasters. It wasn't a storm. It was whatever comes after that. The power lines came down and the airports closed. The snow was so strong that it seemed to hit the ground in drifts. The roads shut down completely. The plows ground to a halt and stranded themselves, matched up front, and the snow behind already too deep for them to back up. Really, if you want one quick indicator of what kind of storm it was, drivers froze in their snowplows. People hunkered down in their homes. They were used to doing that part of it in this part of New England. But in the past, it had always been for 6 hours or 12 or maybe a day at most. This was different, and it required a different kind of waiting. You can hear the details in 1,000 coffee shops at the back table where the locals hang out. I'll just tell you though, the nor'easter moved up the coast and stalled. But instead of weakening, it got stronger. From what I heard, it just kind of got wedged there in between a huge cold front coming down and a massive wave from moving up, scooping up moisture over the Atlantic and dropping it as snow back on land. They still show the picture on TV sometimes, a giant white pinwheel spanning 3 states. Inside the homes and shelters, people waited and watched, and counted and recounted their canned food. They all asked themselves the same question: how much longer can this last? But they asked it day after day in lamplight and then candlelight, and then in darkness and creeping cold. But that was later on. At the beginning, it was just us, looking out the window and watching the snow fall. Mr. Gozzle stayed with us. He was a gruff guy, a history teacher and assistant football coach. Your school probably has one of those. He sort of carried himself like he was in the army. And I don't know, maybe he had been. He was the last teacher left, but when he shouldered the door open and headed out to get help, well, that was the last we saw of him. We added his name to the list of people we were waiting for. We imagined headlights cutting through the snow. They were to battle the roads and take us home. The driver would throw open the passenger side door. "Climb aboard," he'd shout. "Hop in. We've got you home." But we weren't going anywhere. The headlights didn't show. Mr. Gosel, Jason's dad, Krista's mom, whoever it was we were waiting for, they had nothing to do with us anymore. No one did. It was just the seven of us and the endless snow.